Alright, here we go. That's right, folks. It is time. Please ignore my name. Anyway, so yeah, we're finally doing Sonic Unleashed. And I don't know how well the YouTube bug is going to kick in or not. We'll find out. By that I mean I've been having a lot of trouble trying to do things and make things work. Not towards Sonic specifically, but more so toward other videos and streaming things I wanted to do. So yeah, just ignore the earth in the background. That's because I played through the entire game and then I beat the game and then I didn't watch the cutscene or the credits and then well, let's just say that yeah, I had to go get that I have to go fight the final boss again. So instead of just doing that by itself and getting the last achievement that I need, at least for story wise, I'm just gonna go ahead and just play through Sonic Unleashed again. Because why not? And we're going to be watching all the cutscenes and stuff because that's just what we do here. I will probably most likely be... I'm going to sit up my chair a bit. I'll probably just keep my commentary in for the cutscenes because I don't really feel like it matters much. If you guys want to go watch the cutscenes on your own, you know, you feel free to do so, of course. But for me, I think I'm just going to go ahead and dick around on things while it makes noise in the background. Yes, I know that this would have been probably a perfect game to kind of have, you know, a co-op feel to it. Not that necessarily like this is a co-op game, but this is definitely one of those types of games that would have been kind of cool to see that happen. It happened with Sonic 06. I think Sonic Unleashed would have been pretty neat to have. Especially Sonic, you know, all the Sonic games would have been pretty fun to do co-commentary with, but I can't really get that to happen anymore. So let's just leave it at that. I am hoping that in the future I'm capable of doing Donkey Kong Country 3 because my brother wants to play it today. So hopefully I can maybe convince him to do, you know, co-op stuff with that for commentary-wise. But I don't know if I can convince him to do that either. So I don't know. I'm usually just kind of on my own when it comes to these things nowadays because co-op is just dead. But other than that, Sonic Unleashed is... Since, you know, we're playing, I might as well talk about Sonic Unleashed, I guess. It's one of my particular favorite of the Sonic games, and it's definitely one of the ones that I actually look forward to playing when it comes to the Sonic Generations project. At first, not so much, because, you know, I was just like everyone else. Oh, the night stages are shit. Oh, the night stages are too long. Oh, they're just so boring. But man, those day stages make up for it, you know, and all that other fun stuff. We're going to put that behind us, and I'm going to, you know, give as much of a non-biased review as I possibly can while we play the game, of course, of how I think about the night stages. If you're wondering my opinion on them now, before we get into it, it's just like, I think they're fine enough. I do think that the PS2 version has probably some of the better night stages, only because of the fact that the PS2 combat is just a tad bit better, and then on top of that, it's better than the Wii version, because the Wii version you are required to use either the shoulder buttons for GameCube controller or have to actually swing with the Wiimotes. As for the PS2 one, you just press, you know, square and triangle, I think it was. Then you do your combos like a normal, you know, run-of-the-mill hack and slash beat 'em up. But the reason why the PS2 one is better is because of that, and on top of that, it's also like the Wii version, which has, you know, smaller stages that you can go through, and things are changed and a lot more easier to digest in terms of Sonic levels. Which reminds me, Sonic Unleashed, at least for the PS3 and Xbox 360 console versions of them, the other console versions of them, 7th gen, I believe, they have, I'll look at it real quick. They do levels in a really weird way, so I don't know how I'm going to do these videos in particular. I think I'm just going to do 2 stages at once, not counting boss stages. If there's a boss that comes up, then I'll let that be that. If a boss stage happens, I'll let that be that. I'm not going to name any of the stages after like the boss fights like I did with Sonic Heroes. We're just going to do probably, I don't know, I think the first area is Atropos, so I think it's like Windmill, Isle, you know, day 1, day 2, I don't know. I don't know. Night stages and day stages will count as one stage. So that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do them like 2 stages per video. That's kind of the plan. If that works out wonderfully, which would be nice, but I don't know. Because I want to try to keep this thing as best as I can in a condensed video form like I've been doing for all the other Sonic videos, and keep them organized and keep people, you know, in the same loop. So I don't know about side stages though. I don't know if I'll count those or not. Let's see. So we have Windmill Isle Day Act 1 and 2. And yeah, every act will count as a stage unless, I don't know about act, because normally act 2s are typically like extra missions. You always usually have to complete act 1. You sometimes never have to complete act 2 unless you have to. You rarely ever do finish an act 2. Or never need to do them. So starting off, you know, you got the first Windmill Isles, and then after that you have Night Act 1 and then Tornado Defense. So I might just keep, yeah, we'll do that. We'll just do 2 stages per. How about that? And then I'll name it in the title, you know, like Windmill Isle Act 1 and Act 2. And then for like episode 2 it'd be like Windmill Isle, you know, Night Act 1 and then the Tornado mission. So we'll keep it like that, I guess. So, yeah, great opening that I completely ruined, of course, because that's just what my commentary normally does. And the sound of my voice just tends to ruin everything anyway. But, yeah, you know, really cool designed, you know, graphically designed opening cutscene and stuff. Mainly because, well, that's just what Sega was pretty damn good at doing after a while there. Oh, man, I scratched up one of my game cases here. Fuck. Oh, well. It's alright. It's fine. So, I took a poll, and the reason why we're doing the Xbox 360 version is for a few reasons. I did take a poll, and it was basically unanimously decided by one vote that Xbox 360 version would be the preferred version to play, and I do want to say thank you for that, of course, because the Xbox 360 version is the one I actually wanted to play anyway. A part of me wanted to do the Wii only because it'd be funny. The PS2 version, I know I said was like, in my opinion, like one of the better versions of the game. If you're trying to play it as a normal Sonic game, it works out that way. But for me, if you really want the full experience of a Sonic Unleashed title, I would say 7th gen within like PS3 and Xbox 360, not counting Wii, would be your best bet to have that experience. So I feel like these games were definitely made for that. Now, the difference is, also we're not doing Java. I didn't count that one because I don't really have it, but there's not a lot of differences toward the Xbox 360 versus, you know, PS3. There is, of course, with Wii and PS2, but the Wii version basically is just the PS2 game alongside having, like, Wii motion controls and stuff that you can play with. And, the Xbox and PlayStation versions, you know, like, there's some lighting differences, there's, like, some processing differences, and if I'm not mistaken, I think both versions have, like, the same frame rate. I think they both have, like, 60 frames, but there's something about buying the DLC that gives you it, maybe, I don't know. Either way, in my opinion, and not to sound like a loser or anything, because, you know, normally I'm a PlayStation guy, but this is one of those cases of, I do feel like the Xbox version does, I don't know, it feels a little bit better. Oh, I know what it was that was added in the DLC. It was the sidestepping. They made the sidestepping a tad bit better, apparently. I never really felt it, but we'll see, I guess. And then the 360 version, at least the emulated, I'm emulating this on Xbox One. And by emulating, I mean, I bought the digital copy, so I'm able to have it upscaled on its own, I guess, or whatever, I don't know. Playing on the Xbone, and it should come with whatever updates that it had. But for the PS3 version, I think you have to buy the DLC to get that update stuff. It's bizarre. I don't know. All I know is that Chip is just annoying a little bit. But that's just, you know, Sonic sidekicks in a nutshell that aren't typically Tails or anybody else. So that's just usually how it goes. I don't think Chip is offensive. I'm just saying, like, I know a lot of people just really hate him and just really think he's annoying, and I can understand that. For me, a lot of the annoyance comes from the fact that he just never shuts up. But then again, here I am, doing what I do. So yeah, for those that are new to Sonic Unleashed, welcome, of course. But I should also explain the Sonic Generations project when I get the chance. Yeah, this game basically is divided into two different separate types of gameplays. You have the beginning gameplay, which is just essentially, you know, day stages, which practically just means you do, well, you do running and you boost. And this game came after Sonic Rush, so Sonic Rush, I believe it was Sonic Rush that introduced the boost mechanic. And you pretty much just collect rings to gain boost. And you can press, at least for Xbox version, you can press X while jumping to do a homing attack. You can also boost into enemies and such. You can attack them, you get levels. Yeah, your character does level up. And it works a little bit differently in the PS2/Wii versions of the game. But as for the PS3 and Xbox versions of the game, you can pick what levels you want to level up and stuff. Either way, really cool stages. I think this is a tutorial stage. I don't think this really counts as a stage. At least I hope not. So yeah, here's a level up menu. You can basically level up Sonic's speed. You can level up his ring energy, which basically just means how much he can contain for his boost and stuff. So yeah, I think that was just a tutorial. I don't think I'm going to count that one. How about this? I'll do whatever the fuck happens, okay? Whatever happens, happens, and I'll just name the video via whatever the hell stages we play. So anyway, night stages are a beat-em-up section, and day stages are just kind of like a running to the end. Typical Sonic stage, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Sonic Unleashed is usually considered one of the more faster, if not the fastest Sonic game that I can think of on the top of my head. And then something else that the PS3 Xbox version add or have in them is you can go around a hub world. You can actually walk around. As for the PS2 and Wii version, you just select the stage and you select areas to talk to people. So you don't actually have to run around a hub world. So if you don't like the hub world, you can do that. Also, not really sure why the ice cream cone is so well detailed, but yet the guy is just looks like fucking clay for his arms. I have no idea why that is. Oh yeah, I think that's how he gets his name. Maybe. I don't remember. I really was not paying attention. Oh, there it is, I guess. Just like fucking Ratchet and Clank. Except instead of Chip, unfortunately, not, you know, not knocking his head into something. He just gets called it via, well, ice cream. So yeah, this is the, I think it's called Atropos, I believe the level's called, but usually when these hub worlds you can like run around and talk to people. I'll just show it off, I guess. You guys can just, you know, read whatever you feel. I'm not going to talk to everybody. I'm not going to 100% the game. We're not going to do any of that stuff. And since we're in day stages, I should let you know that I believe that, I may be mistaken, but I think that day stages, at least when you're in the hub world and just day stages in general, I think you end up getting more moon medals than you do sun medals. And the medals, you collect a certain amount of medals to level up your medal counter, and that allows you to... God damn, I'm fucking choking already. That allows you to essentially not upgrade your character, but to gain access to later levels that you can play. There's also missions that you can do, and I'll probably show off like one of them when I get the chance. And I don't remember how many medals are in day stage one, or the day hub world. I'm not really sure. I don't quite remember. Huh? So yeah, basically they're just telling us, you know, just go ahead, and there you go. Also, something I want to say, the loading times for the Xbox version are way faster. Like, this is just incredibly faster than what I'm basically used to. So here's, of course, you know, the stage select area. Don't get too used to it because you're not going to really be here for very long most of the time. You will have to come back, of course, depending on the levels you're going to, but yeah. So, oh, we did do Windmill Isle Act 1. That's kind of lame. As a tutorial? Okay, sure. So anyway, here's Act 2. You know, it tells you how many medals for sun medals you can collect, how many moon medals you collect. And again, depending on, like, if you just collect as many as you can, and then eventually, you know, you can access other stages later on. And at one point, you're going to need to have level 7, which is the max level of medals to get into. Oh, God damn it. All right, I'm already fucked up, but that's just how it works. That's just what happens in my life. I want that medal, goddammit. Yeah, this probably won't be like the most flashy type of gameplay, so don't expect me to like just be prim and proper the best, but I'll try my damnedest to remember where things are and how to get things. But yeah, you basically need level 7 full-on sun medals in order to... Oh, fuck, I fucked up. Yeah, maybe I could try to... There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, we got the moon medal. Good. So, you need level 7 in order to gain access to the final, like, stage. But you don't need level 7 for moon. Which is nice. Thank God for that. Because if you needed, like, level 7 for moon, I would have been pretty pissed off. Because trying to find moon medals in day stages is just a nightmare. But finding medals inside night stages is just perfectly fine. You know, this might sound weird, but I'm actually kind of like, right now, I'm sort of kind of regretting not asking if anybody really wanted to. They would say no anyway, but, you know, it'd be worth a shot. We missed something. Yeah, Sonic's a little too fast sometimes. So this is a record. It's an LP. You basically collect this for music, of course. You need that medal. Bad. Yeah, it would have been kind of enjoyable to see people's reactions to, like, Sonic Unleashed, being able to play it and stuff, and be like, wow, that's a pretty cool game. Also, if you have Sonic Generations on PC, you can, I keep saying all the time. If you have Sonic Generations on PC, you can gain access to the Sonic Unleashed mod from, like, Game Banana and stuff, and it's definitely, in my opinion, pretty worth it. It's basically just the day stages, but now it's, you know, Generations-ified, I guess you could call it, in which you basically play at the same speed that Generations would pretty much just play at, but you could pretty much just play Sonic Unleashed stages, like, pretty much all of them. All the day stages. Sorry, I'm still kind of getting used to how Xbox works, because, again, I've always been kind of a PlayStation guy. PlayStation/Nintendo guy. Which reminds me, I just now recently bought my very first ever Nintendo 64. I finally got access to one. Thank God, it took forever. I paid a decent amount of money for it. It wasn't, like, ultra expensive, but it was just enough to where it's like, oh, man, that's going to bite a little bit, but it's worth it in the end, because, you know, I have 64 games on hand, because we used to, well, we still have a 64 at my parents', but I grew up with the 64, and they gave me some of the games I didn't want. Basically, South Park Chef's Love Shack, South Park Rally. My brother has the original South Park game. I also have it too, but on PlayStation 1. But yeah, so we have that. I don't have Paper Mario. I don't have Mario 64 either. I might get those at some point. I don't know. Tempted to get Donkey Kong 64, but I just don't like Donkey Kong 64 very much. And yeah, I also have, you know, South Park Rally, like I said, Mario Kart, and then what else? Mario Golf, and Diddy Kong Racing. Yeah, I found a copy of Diddy Kong Racing, and I was like, fuck yeah, I gotta have that. Because I have Diddy Kong Racing on DS, but it's just like, come on, I want to play the 64 version of it, you know what I mean? Because in my opinion, that's the version I'd rather just play, because you can at least play with people, and, like, locally. So I pretty much have, I think, for what it's worth, I think I have pretty much every console that I kind of personally want to have. What's funny is, like, back then, it used to be like, oh, I need to buy this game or buy this console for the ability to, you know, record it via YouTube and do Let's Plays of it, but I'm starting to not want to do Let's Plays anymore. Now, for Sonic Generations Project, which, you know, I forgot to explain, but for this, yeah, you know, I want to knock this out, and I want to knock out Colors. And then I wouldn't mind finishing the DKC3 for another Let's Play as well, but I'm eventually just getting kind of tired of doing a Let's Play all the time. Just, you know, whenever I feel like doing it. Same thing with streaming. I just, you know, don't feel like doing it as much. YouTube, it's just not a big thing to me anymore. And I really don't want it to be. I really don't want it to take over. But things happen. And don't think that, like, I'm having a bad time just doing Sonic Unleashed. Like, oh, I'm forced to do Sonic Unleashed now. Like, this is something I forced myself to do. No. I want to do Sonic Unleashed. I really do. When I was playing it, when I was playing through it, I was like, oh, fuck, I could have been recording this. But I was having so much damn fun just playing the game, I just couldn't stop. So, I like Sonic Unleashed a lot. The day stages are pretty fun, except for, like, the snow one. I don't like that. That one pisses me off. It pisses me off. Personally, not, you know, saying that's bad, of course. So, in terms of Sonic Generation Project, since I should explain that, it basically means that there's a playlist on my channel, you can find it somewhere. But basically, what it is it's essentially me playing through every game that was on Sonic Generations, at least for the console version, and then going through those stages, or playing those games, getting to that stage, and then using that stage, and then putting them in its own playlist, so that people can see, like, you know, the similarities between what the Generations added and what was the original like, you know. So that's how that is. I'm gonna look around for some Sun Medals when I get the chance. It doesn't really matter how long I record for. I could probably record for like hours on end and just be fine. Hell, I could just, you know, keep recording this and then just cut this video and make it into like its own separate thing. Which of course would mean I have to go through and trim up, and make it its own video, which is perfectly fine, honestly. Also, if you're wondering how you can figure out your medal level, you can obviously see in the top left that it'll basically show you. But not only can you do that, but you can go here too. You can go to your status menu. And as you can see, we can upgrade, you know, Sonic's Werehog, like, by a mile. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some experience into that. But you can see how many more medals you either have or left. I think it's left. Yeah, how many you have left. And then you can use that to kind of deduce, like, okay, how many medals do I need? And then, you know, what have you to figure out what to do next, I guess. Fun little thing. I don't know about you guys, but I'm already just kind of just enjoying myself here. I'm having a little bit of fun playing. I know we haven't really gotten too far into this, but still. I'm going to go ahead and head into the night area real quick. We're not going to start the level. I'll start that for the next video. But for this one, I'm just going to get into this area, and then we're just going to look around. And I think what's next is going to be Night Stage 1, and then after that will be the Windmill, or not Windmill, Tornado section, which basically means we're going to have to fly with tails and do a side quest. Yeah, I know. I guess I can't do this yet? Oh, no, I can. Cool. Just grab some stuff before we, you know, end off the video, just to make sure that I have some things grabbed. Guess we can't go there yet, which sucks. Dick! What's this, a life? No, it's another fun little courting device for me. Alright, yeah, I think that's pretty much about it, really. Realistically speaking. Huh. Alright, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time when we do some more Sonic Unleashed. And, of course, we're going to be doing the night stage, and then let me check my phone here. Make sure that I know the levels in order. Tornado Defense, that's what it's called. Okay. And after that, we go to Missouri. Missouri. And we do both day and night stage there. So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. And I will see you all next time for some more Sonic Unleashed. And as always, take care, everybody.